This model review is of a 132nd F-16A Fighting Falcon. It's by Hasegawa Minicraft, and shows you some of the decal options here, all for the it's the Thunderbird there. Here's the finished model. Some of the details. It's 19 inches and 12.5 inches wide. Let's have a look inside. This one's actually already been started, but it's an enormous model, as you can see by the size of this box. So first of all, here's the lower side of our fuselage. We've already had the wheel wells put together. There's a fair amount of surface detail there. Here's our nose wheel well, and looks like our air intake. It's already been painted down in there, so that's good. Here's the engine. And here's our radar, our landing gear, some of the different, these are nose landing gear, weapon systems, lots of all kinds of little different pieces here. This is a very large sprue. We have our pilot figure here with the helmet already on. He's got a lot of surface detail, so that's very nice. We have different body panels. Here's our, looks like an air brake. This looks like something maybe to carry weapons. We'll have to look and see what that is. Here's our nose wheel well cover, the gun cover, our tail fins, and then the other wheel well covers. Here we have the different rails for the weapon systems. These are all very well molded. There's a fair amount of detail on them. Here's the top of the fuselage. Also got a lot of detail. It looks like our refueling pod has been put in, and that's actually open. There's a lot of surface detail there, so that's nice. And it's been covered. This looks like the gun reloading bay. And our cockpit, not too many details there. But these formers have a lot of detail, and these are all almost all of them are recessed panel lines. We have our wings that have already been put together, and we have the rails on them too. Fair amount of detail on these. We have our fuel tanks. These have already been primed but not painted. And looks like we have a bomb, or maybe a central fuel tank. That looks like a laser guided bomb. Missiles. Fair number of missiles already put together. And these are very well molded. Very nicely made. Here's our elevator. Looks like that'll be turning up and down. And then this is our tail, also put together. Some details there. Here we go. Here's our cannon, belt-fed ammunition. Wow, look at that cockpit. There's a lot of good detail there. And this has been primed already. Here's our looks like a tail hook, and our ejection seat, also with a lot of detail. And one more missile. Here we have our exhausts for the engine, and that'll go on there. It's painted black. This looks like our radar for inside the nose. We have a tinted canopy with a little bit of flashing in some of these. We have some wheels, another bomb. The wheels need some painting still. Here's our nose, also been primed. Maybe some air brake or part of the landing gear, we'll have to have a look. And then a central fin. Some of the rails. And then these different weapons. Lots of different options. And then our decals. It looks like we have 2 duplicate copies. These are very well printed. They're a little yellow, but a lot of detail here. Okay, so here are instructions. Putting together the cockpit and ejection seat, that's already been done. And then the so that was a ladder. And then putting together the underside of the fuselage, that's also already been done. Then the top of the fuselage also mostly been done. Putting together the tail, elevator, and looks like one has to cover it up. You could probably leave it open with the Gatling gun, then leaving the radar open, putting on the canopy. These are kind of old instructions. Putting in our landing gear with the wheel covers. Air brakes can be open or closed. That's the afterburner. Putting in the exhaust, that's already been done. Wheels, the wings are put together. And then the different weapon systems. So a couple different options there. And then painting guide. This is for an Air Force base in Korea. Or the Danish Air Force, or the Dutch Air Force. And then the rest of the painting guide. And parts listing. So that's a very detailed model, typical of Hasegawa.